Welcome back to the Anthony Lee Crypto channel. We are live. It is Tuesday. Feels like Monday, but it's Tuesday. We had technical difficulties yesterday. We could not go live, but all is well. We are back up and rolling. How is everyone? Got the camera going, got the lights. Kind of got a little light in my face right there, but not this way when I look at my charting and trading screen. So only when I look at you fine people. I can see you, by the way. Right, if you have your cameras on your side, if you don't have them shut off, I can see you. Let's see who is here. Max. What's up, Mighty Max? What's up, bro? Johnny number 5. Thanos, my main man. We got the lovely Jane International in the house. And Salt Chain, what's up, brother? Rocking and rolling. Bitcoin getting a little move to the downside. We're going to take a look at that. We're going to look at what we expect to come. I will tell you, gosh, this is just such a dangerous time. You just don't know. Like, how often do you get a big WAR like we got going on right now? We're going to take a look at that in just a second, though. I have some thoughts. Actually, I don't have a clue, but we'll hypothesize on it. Let me see. Got the market open in 10 minutes. Flashbang here, guys. No real news today. We had durable goods that came out. It was bullish, but we'll see if the market reacts to that when they open. But nothing tomorrow. Listen, guys, let me get on my unfollow rant. You're going to hear people talking tomorrow about FOMC minutes. It's huge. You're going to see people going live for FOMC minutes like retarded. Let me tell you something. It does nothing. It's stupid. People that hype that up. All FOMC minutes all the minutes are is a recap of what happened in the last meeting, which you already got during the press conference that Jerome Powell does after the rate decision is announced. So he comes out and recaps everything. This is just the official printed out version that they have a stenographer in there, typing up notes and stuff. But he's already recapped it, so it does nothing. The market's already priced in what he has to say, and what he says is what these minutes say. So people that hyped this up, gosh, I just wonder, like, are they just doing that for clicks and views, or do they just not have the kind of brain cells to understand that he's already reported this live? I don't understand. I really don't understand. I'm on one of those moods today, guys. I've already been to the gym. I've already had 3 cups of coffee. Got my workout in. My arm is, that's it. My arm is jacked up. My arm is really jacked up. I posted this yesterday. Let's take a look. It's a video. I'm not going to watch the whole video, but maybe I posted this today. I don't remember. This video right here, let me click on it. Let me show you guys. We won't do the sound, but I'll show you. I removed this tree the old-fashioned manual way. No real reason other than I like the workout. But right here, where I picked this stupid tree up, you can see I have an arm brace on here. My arm is already jacked up, and then I went and picked up this tree. I bet this little log right here weighs 200 pounds. The entire tree is over 50,000 pounds. I bet this weighs 250 pounds. And I'd already had a jacked up arm. I had an arm brace on, and once I picked this up, I was like, oh my gosh. I felt it instantly, but there's no way on camera I was fixing to drop this. Like, no way whatsoever was I fixing to drop this in front of all you fine people. So I kept going with it, and now my arm is really like, oh gosh. You should have seen me. I went to the gym today. Jane went with me. Catherine went with me, and I was like, oh God, I'm hurting like a little pansy. And I went in there, and I grabbed like some 20-pound dumbbells, and I was like, nope. And next thing you know, I had the 5-pound dumbbells. I was doing shoulder flies. It's true. She said, do you want me to take a video? I said, hell no. Absolutely not. No video of me with 5-pound dumbbells. But in my defense, I did about 1,000 reps with them, so I got some good burn. It just sucked. Market open in a few minutes. We're going to take a look, guys. No real news, but let's go back to the news. Flashbang one more time. I do want to show you something important. Thursday is massive, and I mean freaking massive, as well as Friday. This could get very interesting, guys. So we got Thursday, we have PCE, which is huge, and GDP, which is also huge. And we have initial jobless claims and 30-year bond auction. Gosh, dog. And these come out all at the same time, except the bonds comes out a few hours later. But this could be huge. Now, if a couple of them are green, a couple of them are red, they could kind of balance each other out because these do, well, PCE is the biggie. But But if all of them come out one color, oh my gosh. And then let's flip to Friday. You have CPI, which is probably bigger than all of these combined. So if, let's say these come out bullish on Thursday and this comes out bearish on Friday, you could reverse the whole thing and then some. Expect major volatility if these reports miss their mark, okay, which they usually do. Especially you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them coming out. I'm certain that some, if not most, of these will miss their mark. They usually do. So massive volatility coming Thursday and Friday. That doesn't even include all the WAR stuff. Let's go to that real quick. This is the big uncertainty, and I don't know what this means. I'm sure you've seen it, but our fearless leader, Donald J., posted this. I think this was this morning. A whole civilization will die tonight, never to be brought back again. I don't even know what that means, okay? I mean, I know what he's saying, but I don't know what that entails. But if this happens, if this is true, think about an entire civilization. What is a civilization? That's like saying all of Americans will die tonight. Like that doesn't even encompass just military. That's a freaking civilization. That is a people. It's like saying all you Canadians will die tonight, or all of you French people will die, or all the Muslims. I don't know. Who knows? But I'm telling you, if something like that happens, to where he wipes out an actual civilization and not just a few power plants or something, you could wake up to like a 30K Bitcoin tomorrow. And I'm not exaggerating, people. I mean, maybe not 30K, but I'm telling you, you could have a C19 style dump. If how do you wipe out an entire civilization unless you drop one of the N-word bombs? Not that N-word, you racist people. The N-U-K-E. I mean, how do you wipe out an entire civilization? I don't know. This is very cryptic. And who knows? He could come out in 6 hours and be like, oh, just kidding. We signed a peace treaty. We're good. But I'm telling you guys, if this is not just talk and he wipes out an entire civilization, you're going to wake up to a Bitcoin tomorrow that is lower than people thought it could go. And the stock market is going to open up like 10% to the downside tomorrow. I'm not exaggerating. Okay, it would take something extreme like wiping out a civilization. He goes and take out a military base over there, and nobody's going to bat an eye. We've been doing that, right? But this is an escalation if this happens. So be careful. But on the flip side, if he comes out later and says all is good, we have a ceasefire, peace, the Strait of Hormuz is open, you can see a bullish reversal. But I don't know. This is what I'm talking. I'm a Trump fan. Like, I'm a Trump supporter. You like it or hate it, I don't care. But I don't like. It used to be when I was raised, presidents were up here, like there. If you guys have ever seen the movie Saving Private Ryan, there's a scene where they're all walking, and one of them asked, may have even been Vin Diesel. One of them asked Tom Hanks, his character, Captain, about what he thought of his superiors and blah blah blah, and he looked at him and said something to the effect of, "I always complain," or what he thought of the mission, and he said it's a fine mission. Da 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 da. And he said, that's bullshit. And Tom Hanks said, I always complain up, never down. He said, you'll never hear me complain. I complain up. Complain up. In other words, I'm above all of you little people. And a president, I'm a little people. A president should be above all us little people. And I just don't think he should be out blurting everything to everyone. Just like, shut the fuck up. Like, keep your mouth shut is what I think. I don't know. I just feel like he reduces himself. He lowers himself. And he should keep himself to a higher standard. But I like him. I'm conservative. Whether you like it or not, I am. It's true. But I don't agree with everything he does. And I think lowering himself to our level, and I don't mean to demean us, but we're not the president. Lowering himself to our little gossipy social media level is not very presidential. And I don't like that he does this stuff. It's like, just do it. Just do it. I don't know, but maybe that's the way of the world. Maybe I'm just a little too old school. Anyway, enough on the soapbox. We will see what happens here. I really don't know. I don't think anybody knows. Or it could just be market manipulation like seems to happen with that administration from time to time. This is a repost on X, but it is on Truth Social. Thanos. Revamp, what's up, bro? Salt Chain. Well, let me listen. I wish I had it pulled up. I would play it for you. Gosh, I wish I had a clip pulled up. Salt Chain says, take a break and let my arm heal up. I don't know if y'all know who Alex Jones is. He's an extreme conservative conspiracy theorist, hardcore Trumpster, but he came out and really flipped on Trump last week, I saw, but he posted a video, and I used to send it to everybody. He would tell me stuff like that, no offense. And it was like, he's just freaking out on this. It's a clip. He's like, oh, you're trying to make me weak. Oh, he's talking to the voices in the head. They're trying to make me weak. That stuff. Catherine told me that yesterday. He was like, you should just lay off. And I said, don't give me that. I said, somebody's got to do it first of all. Second of all, maybe I'll come out stronger. She said, well, maybe you'll get hurt worse. I said, well, maybe my threshold for pain will increase. I don't do all that stuff. I don't do all that weak stuff. I never quit. I never stop. I never rest. I just can't. Oh my gosh, I would go stir crazy if I had to rest. All right. The market just opened. Let's drop down to the 5-minute. I cannot take a copy trade because we are in a copy trade already. We took a big loss yesterday, but last time I checked on the copy trade, we were up over 40%, and then it kind of dipped down about 35% up. I can't take a copy trade, but let me remove. So let's zoom out real quick while the market is opening. Traditional stock market is opening slightly to the downside. Here's our box. Here's our trade box, and we are short from right there. This is our trade box. I literally have a take profit set at $60,055. I might adjust that later, but we're up 40%, and I have not taken a TP1 yet. I did move the stop loss to just above the 786, which I may need to adjust that. Let's see. 60,831 is a 786. I think I got us in at 60 or 69, excuse me. 69.8. I think I got us in at 69.9 on the stop loss. It'll be a baby profit. Probably about 2%, so I would hate to give 40% back. So if you're in copy, and I posted this in Discord, I've been posting this. So if you're in copy, at any point in time, you can take profit on your trade or you can close. You can manage it however you want. You're in copy, but you can manage it. If you are comfortable with 40% up, you can close it. That's cool. You're not going to hurt my feelings. This is just what I'm doing for my trade. I did TP. I took this on KCEX also. I did go ahead and TP that one. But you guys know I always take, especially when I'm doing a dang red or green box, I'm going to run two trades at once. I'm going to run a scalp trade, and I'm going to run a day trade. Both of these two I'm kind of running as a day trade, but I have already taken what I would call an extended scalp profit. So on my KCEX account, I guess you could call it a scalp because I've already taken profit, but I have TP'd on that. Stop loss in the same area above the 786, 69.9K, but I've not TP'd on the copy. So if you guys want to TP or close it, go for it, because I'm willing to let this thing ride all the way back up to 69.9. Okay? But the main reason I'm willing to do that, y'all, is I have another trade going. So I'm not going to lose a dime, right? In fact, I'm going to be in profit. We'll all be in profit on this one, but let me see. What's happening with the world? What do you mean? What's the world doing? World's not doing anything. WorldCoin is up about 1% on the day. Is something happening? Am I missing something? West Coast, what's up, bro? But on that copy trade, guys, I did see on the copy accounts, some of you are actually back in profit now. Maybe not from the trade that we did, that we lost. We took a loss. And for those of you who are just joining us, we took a loss yesterday. Immediately reopened. Since reopening, so since you joined, copy for you folks who've been in it for a month or a few weeks, however long we've been doing it. I saw that some of you were back in profit today. So we actually kind of went in the negative on that bad trade. And that just goes to show, guys. I harp on it all the time, but I'm guilty. I mean, I had won. We're over 90%. We could look at the stats, but I'd won, like 20 in a row, and that's usually when I make a mistake. But if you want to be a safe trader, not financial advice, but stick to the dang boxes I give you, okay? You guys cannot deny that these boxes are money. I mean, absolute freaking money. I work hard and put a lot of confluence in these boxes. These are not just random boxes that I drew on the chart. And this is just an example of one right here. Let's throw some former ones on, just a few former ones. Let's see. Look at that. The green box down there, the red box right here, red box right here. That's just a few of them. They go back much further. So these are good boxes, guys. If you're going to take them, you have to give yourself the full range. Like this one here. First of all, you could have taken this one twice. You would have taken this one twice, because you would have taken it kind of in the middle of the box. Big move up. That's not a small move, guys. That's almost a 3% move up. You could have taken some profit right there. When you came back down, you still held the box, but you would have gotten stopped out because you would have gone stop loss to the low. So you would have taken some profit somewhere in here, got stopped out there, and you could have re-entered once you bounced from the bottom of the box, which was just an SFP of the swing low. And then you could have come way back up here to Golden Pocket for a big profit. So the boxes are money, guys. You just have to work them. I literally put this at the bottom. I put the bottom here for a reason. It's not just, okay, we could bounce from this level here, and let's just throw a random bottom on. It's for a reason, okay? Where we got in trouble on the copy trade a couple days ago was, to be quite honest, there was no box. But we came right up in the box, and we've moved straight down from there to the tune of about 3.5%. So Max says, awesome dang red box trade. Excuse me. I TP here for 50%. Stop loss above 786. Looking for sub 60K. Perfect. That's exactly what I did, and that's exactly what I'm looking for. Yep. Johnny says, yep, Max, I've been saying it. Those dang boxes are where all the big gains come from. These are good boxes, guys. Look, we even had a red box way up here at the top. If you took this, I'm still in this trade. You guys have seen this. I'm still in this trade from 75.8K. I'm still in this trade. I've already TP'd out about 80% of this trade, but I'm still in this trade. And then I'm in two trades from, not right there. I'm in two trades from right here. So your money, guys, is the boxes. Even if you lose some of this copy stuff or you lose some random stuff you're doing on your own, all will be made right if you just pay attention to the boxes, not financial advice. This is where I make 70% of my money is on the dang boxes, guys. I take them heavily. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, sure, you could ride some drawdown, but very rarely do we lose a box. And I've told you before, if we didn't quite lose this box, we almost did, but even if you had lost it, say you came down and quick wicked it, as soon as you come back and close something inside of it, maybe a 4-hour candle inside of it, you're good to long, not financial advice. I'm good. I'm going to long as soon as I reclaim the box. This is a zone of support or potential resistance, right? This is how I want you to look at these boxes. A zone of support and resistance. It's just like a value area low, for example. When you lose it, as soon as you don't want to long down here because you could continue down. You want to wait till you reclaim it. And as soon as you reclaim it, you should move up to point of control. This is a zone of support or resistance. So if you like this one, zone of support or resistance. So if you were to come down here and you want to long, and it comes through, you're like, we just flew right through that support. As soon as you come back and regain it inside the box, like a close of a 4-hour, long that sucker. Because you didn't actually lose the support, you just wicked it. You just grabbed the liquidity below the support and you came back and you held it as support. Okay? So that's how you handle a box. I do it all the time. And I'll show you guys. We've got a poll in chat, by the way, guys. I'm not really watching this because I'm in 3 trades already. And I usually do this for copy, and copy's already in a trade. We did come down to about 68K this morning, a little bounce. I told you guys in the chat, in the Discord, I said, let me turn the screen box off. I told you guys we came and took the Asia low. I said we could bounce here, a little bounce. UK took the Asia high already also. So the US could do whatever it wants, but it will light. Now you're testing. You see the clear breakdown area. You're retesting that bearishly, most likely going to break it on down. There's really no reason to come higher. You do have CME gap down below, which, you know, we're not gap traders. We do have the CME gap down below. This giant vector candle right here. You even have a vector down here. This vector here is mitigated. I'm on the 4 hour. Let's go to the hourly. Mitigated vectors, mitigated. You don't really have anything lower as far as vectors go. Not right here in immediate price action. Well, you could 15 minutes get picked up a lot too. Let's see if we have 15 minuters. I know I'm getting scribbly on the chart. Sorry. Let me clear this up. Yeah, you got a vector all the way down here below the CME gap. Let's zoom in. You came into it slightly. This is a 15-minute time frame. Slightly came into it, right? But it takes 50% to mitigate a vector. So at worst case scenario, you'll come down here to about, I'm not fixing a fib and all that crap, about 66.7-ish, worst case scenario. So knowing that, let me look at copy. If I change this take profit to 66,700, everybody would be up. Everybody would be whole again. And those of you with $5,000, $6,000 accounts, you would be back up to $1,000+ in profit. That's just if we went to right there and mitigated that vector just below the CME gap. You guys want to cut it there if you get back up to what we are, like it never happened? Y'all want to cut it there? Let me know in chat. Or do you want to keep riding it? Two things here. It's really a roll of the dice, but two things here. Gosh. Let me know in chat. It's y'all's count, not mine. Well, it is mine, but it's very small for me. Couple things here, guys, which is a roll of dice. You could hit a home run here, or you could kick yourself in the butt later. But you got... All right, so we're going to come mitigate that vector at some point, right? I'm very, very confident in that, okay? So it'd be a good place to TP. Everybody's back like it never happened. Everybody's actually back in profit. Significant profit. But right below it, you have these two lows, relatively equal lows. So if you don't just mitigate that and bounce, if you come into these lows, you know what that looks like, and you have another one here. Let's mark these out a little better so you can weigh your decision. I will probably take some profit there, but probably unlike most of you, and I'm not knocking you, I have two trades here. So I will probably TP on one of them and let the other one keep riding. You just need to let me know if you want me to close the copy. If so, that'll be my TP, and I'll let the other one ride. So we got those relatively equal lows, plus this one, and this one. So more than likely, you're going to do one of two things. You're going to come down, mitigate this vector, and bounce. Fill the CM gap, bounce. Or if you get into even this first low, of course you can bounce anywhere. Bitcoin does what Bitcoin wants to do. You're probably going to gunpowder keg, boom, 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 right into value area low before bouncing. Right down to 66K. If you bounce there, you got the key level there. You'll probably get a little bounce there. But you already know if you lose the key, we're coming for this, and you're going sub 60K. Period. If you lose the key on a daily closing basis, you could wick it right here on a. This is 15-minute timer. You could wick it. You close the daily below here, you're headed sub 60K, believe me. Maybe not in one hourly candle, but you're headed there. So the conservative play would be to close your copy right here. 66.7, 66.8, somewhere in there. The more risky play, but would pay off massively if it played out, is to let it ding, 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 ding through all these wicks. And if it hits, it's going to hit fast. These will probably completely shoot down in less than an hour. Maybe get a little something right here for a bounce. Let me know, guys. Yeah, I get it, Salt Chain. It's the patience waiting to get that box that messes me up. Yeah, that's what messed me up on the big copy loss. I hated it. I felt so bad taking that loss. Salt Chain says let it keep riding. Thanos says let it ride. Eon says can you explain the key? Yeah, I'll explain the key. Let's look at this 845 real quick. I'll come back to the key. I'm gonna leave your comment on the screen so I come back to it. Let's look at this 845. Drop into the 5 minute. Oops. Red vectors. No. I'm sorry, it's not red vectors. We did have a purple vector right there. I don't know. I'm looking at this. I'm not taking a trade. I'm not looking at it. Let's go. All right, let's go back to the Eons. Answer the Spyro says let her ride. Invictus says let her ride. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to take profit. Let me be very clear. To those of you that did take a trade alongside me, I know Thanos did, which you should be significantly up by now, Thanos, if you did. I think you're back up on copy also. You're the only one who I know whose account it is. And that's because I know what you keep your level at every day. Anyway, you should be back in profit everywhere. But listen, let me be very clear. When we come back to that level, go back to 15 so I'll show you. We do the CME gap fill, guys. I took 2 trades, $70,050, and copy is on $70,011. So on my bigger trade, since you just voted on copy to let her ride, on my bigger trade, let me be very, very, very clear. I'm going to take a large chunk of profit, probably 25-30% when I fill the CME gap, okay? We still have copywriting, so I don't care. And I'm still short from 75.8K. So I'm going to take profit here on that account. So if you want to follow me likewise and you ran a second trade, might want to consider T and use some P there as well. Copy is up pretty good. I'm looking at it now. Good job, those who kept this copy open. You're going to be, and I'm not knocking out anybody who may have taken profit on copy or closed it, but I think you guys that kept this open are going to be very pleased. All right, Eons. Yeah, your copy is not at break even. It shows you in the profit, at least from the start of your copy account, not from where we were 2 days ago, but from the start since you first started. I don't know. The gap, Invicta, is about 66.9. Now, if you look on the CME chart, a lot of people don't know how to find the gap, okay? It's easy to find on the CME chart. You see it right here. That's where you close. It's right there. Okay. So the gap on this is at the bottom of it is at 67.165. Okay, but that's not how you find where it's going to be on spot. So to do that, you would go to Bybit or whatever chart you're charting on, and right here at Friday at, well, this is different because Friday was a short day for the U.S. market, but usually it's 15:45. You go to Friday at 15:45. at least my time, you go to wherever CME closed, okay? Whatever time that is for whatever time zone you're in, you go to wherever it closed, whatever time that is, then you flip to the spot chart and you go to that same time and you find out where that candle closed on spot. And that is where price should go approximately and have you a gap fill, okay? It can vary a little, but it's pretty ballpark, pretty close in the ballpark. I'm sorry, Eons. Let me come back to you. Let's go to the daily on Bitcoin. In case you guys don't know, the key level. All right, on the daily time frame, see this key level right here? The key, all right? About 65.9, okay? Look at all these closes in wicks. Close, open on the key. Close, open on the key. Wick, this key should be extended over. All right. Now look at all the wicks of it. Wicks. Every time you got a close below it, though, massive move to the downside. Sub 60K, 62K, every time you got a close below it. But it's held really well as support. So a daily close below it is big, a fast move down every time. Well, really just a couple times that we've come to it. I just messed up my line. I just moved it, guys. So anyway, I'll have to put it back where it was. So you get the point. We're looking for that key level break, close below it. Even right here when we just kind of came down to it a few days ago, you wicked below it pretty good down to 65K, but you came right back up and closed above it. So that's why we had no rotation down. We actually got the bounce because you held the key support, okay? So we're looking for a daily close below that, and we can expect big rotation down. And you can see the lows that have not been mitigated. You got low there, ultimate low. All these need to be taken out. And when you come into them, you're going to come into them fast. You could get bounces along the way, but ultimately, it's just going to be higher lows and it's going to be lower lows and lower highs. But that's the key level. You're welcome. You are welcome. Let's look at our fractal. Fractal's playing out perfectly. One thing, and it doesn't, fractals do not have to be exact, okay? But when we've shown this, so you got the double bounce here, get the bounce from point of control, bounce from key, right? And then current fractal here, current price action, you got bounce from the point of control, bounce from the key. In the first fractal from January, you bounced up and wicked the 786 right there, okay? In this current price action, we front ran that 786. Now, that doesn't mean we have to come back up into it, okay? In fact, I don't think we do, but we could. I don't think we do, though. Multiple reasons I don't think we do. Flashbang, guys. Dragging over the April stats. Okay, so you can see, I wish I could zoom in more on these. Let's see. Here we go. Look at that, Carrie Benz. I don't know if Carrie Benz is here. You'd be proud of me. I figured something out. So, we've covered all this. I'm not fixing to go through them all again, but 85% chance the high or low comes in the first 7 days of April, okay? And then it is reverse only from that. So when we've set the low in the first week, it's been up only, and when we've set the high in the first week, it has been down only twice. Once, twice. Have we ever set the high after the 7th and still rotated down? Only twice. Now, we've had the high come after the 7th lots of times, but that was always continued high after the low was set, okay? And both of those times, the high came in on the 14th, right here in 2021 and again in 2023. Set the high on the 14th, and both of those times we set the low on the 25th and 24th. So basically high on the 14th, low on the 25th, okay? But only twice have we set the high after that, unless the low was set first, and we did not, in my opinion, set the low first. It would be significantly the lowest low April has ever seen. What did we do so far this month? Let's see. Uh, 3.69% low. When the average low is average wick low is about 11%. So that would be significantly less, about a third of what we would expect on average for a wick low. So I don't think the low is in. More likely the high is already in. Only, like I said, only twice has it come in after the 7th, unless the low is set first. And then it's up only, and you set the high late in the month. But we don't think that's the case. Let me see something here real quick. The only two times that we set a low smaller than that was right here, less than 1%, both of them, and that came on the 1st of the month. Both of those came on the 1st of the month, and that just means that was just a crazy bullish month. Like, you opened the month and just went and took off, all right? And in both of those, you had a 26 and 37% move to the upside. It is not looking like that this month, okay? So in all likelihood, we set the high yesterday and we're rotating down, okay? That's what it looks like. So prior to all this, given those stats and more stats that I covered with you earlier this month, I think on the 31st, we drew up this chart, and I said this is exactly what I was looking for. The historical data suggested that we would get a move to the upside to the dang red box. We did not get that. However, when we drew this chart up, I actually drew on here. I've not changed any of this. I drew this yellow box, and I said, this is my target. I think we do something like this. And as of now, you can see that we absolutely came into my yellow box yesterday and have started rotating down. So I'm not saying I'm correct. We could still bounce up. Historically speaking, the bounce up would come into this box. So we could still get one more bounce up. Something would have to be different this time. We could still bounce up and then rotate down. However, this would have to fall into that stat of it's only ever happened twice. It can happen, though. There's a 15% chance that happens. 15%. 85% chance it doesn't. So, I already know some of you are out there like, oh, it's going to happen. Let me tell you something, people that say it's going to happen. Sure, it can happen. It can happen, and I could be wrong. But if you make a habit of taking your trades based upon 15% probability, you're going to get wrecked, okay? It doesn't take a rocket scientist to tell you you always go with the 85% probability. Always. Sure, you're going to be wrong 2 out of 10 times, 1.5 out of 10 times, whatever. Yeah, you're going to be wrong 15 times out of 100, but 85 times out of 100, you're going to be right. So who's going to be more profitable? Okay. Anyway, so this is what the ALC crew was looking for, and so far it's playing out beautifully, just as we projected. I just hate, because I had this, guys. I had this, which is where our dang red box is, right? Right into the dang red box I put there. We had this. I just ran the damn thing and got us in a big loss, and I'm sorry. Good news is we're back in profit, though. Yes, all chain. Carrie Benz would be very proud. I figured out how to zoom. That's an accomplishment for me. Y'all have no idea. Copy back up 40%, guys. Good job, y'all. Coming into point of control. Could get a little bounce of Rooney here. I don't think it gives us much, though. If we close, we've talked about this before. Let's zoom in. It's thinking about loading. If we close the daily below point of control, you can expect a full rotation back down to the value area low. Every time except once. Rotation back down, rotation back down, rotation back down, rotation down. No rotation down here. It's the exception. Rotation down, rotation down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 out of 7. 86%, 85%. So another 85% stat. If you close the daily below this point of control, you have an 85% chance, at least historically within this range, since we've been here. Oh, I'm sorry, it's more than that. It's 7 out of 8 because we had the very first one too. 87% chance. If you close the daily below there, you're going to rotate all the way to value area low, which is right there around our key level, which honestly would be a pretty good level to take profit on. I personally think it's over, and I think we just absolutely nuke through it. But the key, I mean, if you're going to go based upon stats, right? No bounce, 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 no bounce, 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 bounce. I'm harping on stats, and I believe we nuke through it this time, but if you're going on stats, stats say you close your damn trade there and you bounce, right? I know that twice we didn't. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. However, you do have an 87% chance of bouncing there. And we could bounce. And we could absolutely bounce. We could come bounce and then roll right back through it. I don't know. I will give serious consideration of taking some profit right there on copy when we get there. You're at the value area low. You're at the key. Although historically speaking, we're expecting the rotation down. This might be a good area. Everybody should be up significantly when we get there. We're on 15x leverage. That's another 3.5% down. That's another 50% added on to your profit. 50%. That'll put you at 100% profit because we're up 40 now. It'll put you at 90 to 100% profit. For those of you that have $4,000 on this account, that's $4,000. I'm going to strongly consider closing the trade there, guys. I don't think anybody would be upset with making $4,000 on a trade, even if you lost $1,000 on the last one. But that's where we're headed, in my opinion. That's where we're headed, in my opinion. So I'm going to look for a possible closure about 66K. 66.1, something like that. I like to front run those. I would not add to my KCEX trade at any point, Thanos. The only reason, yes, I would. I would be hesitant to, and really just because I'm already short from 75.8, right? So I've already got I got 3 shorts going. However, the only way I would add to it would be for me, because I have 2 really good trades. In the copy trade, I'm just getting everybody back to break even. But 2 really good, profitable trades going. Separate of that would be a move to the key level, bounce, golden pocket-ish, and then add 2 and back down. Okay, wherever the golden pocket would be. It would probably come in somewhere around the point of control, which would add confluence. Let's see. Depending on if and when you bounced. So you rotate down to the key. You'd probably take this little wick right here. So say you took that wick. You'd have the 0.5 coming right there at point of control. I would probably look to add to my short there. So you would look something like this. Take out this little wick low right here. If you could SFP that and reclaim, I'd feel good for rotation back up to point of control, and I would look to add to my short right there, the 0.5 point of control. But that's it. I wouldn't, if you get a bounce here at point of control, like right now, I would not look to add. But if we came all the way down, lost value area low, and then reclaimed it on a 4-hour basis, actually, I'd look to probably long there too. To point of control, TP, if not close the trade to point of control and add to my short. I'll walk you through it when that happens. I'm back in professional trading mode. I know I got jacked up on Sunday. I'm sorry. We took a big loss. I'm sorry. I feel bad. But we will make every nickel of that back, guys. Every nickel and then some. I'm telling you. Oh, look at copies pushing now. Back up over 40. So those of you don't believe me, I got copy pulled up right here. Back up over 40%. All right, so we just looked at the monthly chart. It's just playing out, guys. It's just playing out. And listen, I know we took a loss, but that's going to happen, guys. I can't tell you how many times you've seen it. I'll take a $1,200, $1,500 loss. It sucks. But then I'll turn around and make $5,000 on the next trade. So it just happens. And usually it's by mistakes. It's very rarely when I just sit here and wait on a box. Very, very rarely does that happen. It's when I get antsy and front run things. And usually that happens when I'm on a big winning streak and I just kind of get, it's like at the craps table, guys. You just get hot. You get on a roll, and you just, and that's how they get you. You know, you're dropping $10 on every roll, $10 on, double four, $10 on whatever, on the money line, and then all of a sudden you drop a couple hundred because you've hit 10 successful rolls in a row, and boom, that's when you crap out. Same thing. Uh-oh, got rotating down. Ironically, if I had not closed and reopened that short trade, we'd be right there, right back where we started now. We were right there, just below 68K, like 67.9, something like that. Oops. But that's okay. I did the safe play. Listen, that's a professional little trick. I don't know if y'all know that, how to do that. I mean, it's easy to do, but I don't know if you knew that you could do that. So if you get in a bad trade and getting a one-day red dot, we would be absolutely break even right now, guys. Point of control hit. Let me see something. Oh, wow. Nuking down, guys. Hey, if you want to close your copy trade, go ahead and do it. If you want. You guys should be up some pretty good money on this trade right now, guys. I'm pulling some up. Give me just a minute. Getting a little... flirting with... we might go for that CME gap now. Yeah, everybody looks good on copy now. Good job, guys. Don't be afraid. Don't try to hit a home run here. If you guys want to close it out, you can close it manually, guys. I'm telling you can close it manually. No shame. We will make it back. If you feel like you've recouped enough now, we're up about 50%. If you feel like you've recouped enough now and you want to try to get the rest back on a bounce trade and continuation down, that's cool. I'll still work your copy. I guarantee you we're going to get all that back in, a lot more. Okay? I mean, you've seen our stats. was still running a 93% win rate. So we're going to lose some big trades here and there. Okay? But we're going to win 93% of them. You see it right there. Look, some of you are already back up. This person, I don't show too much. This person's already back up $200. $200 in the green. So, and if you're running a simultaneous short on KCEX like I am, then you're up thousands right now. Thousands. At least 1,500. Trust me. So if you shorted at 70.050, or just call it 70K, that is up 3%. On 20x leverage, you're up 60% of whatever you got on it. So if you got $5,000 on your account, you're up 60% of that. You're up about $3,000. Right there from the dang red box. Bubby wants to say hey. Oh gosh. Look at the Test. All right, we're back. Sorry, guys. Audio cut out. My God, my bad. Spyro's the same on his end. We should be back on audio. I was just explaining how or why I closed the copy trade and immediately reopened it. We had a liquidation somewhere in here, but we got dangerously close to 786, and if we came above that, odds are we were coming for this, and that was going to push us into liquidation. Sure, you could have closed, but I just liked the trade. I still like the trade. We didn't surpass this level. Technically, I should have waited for this. I wish I had waited now, but I didn't. I just felt better about closing the trade and reopening it, which pushed our liquidation point way up here instead of being like right here. But at the same time, we're now making less money on the way down. But I do feel like it's a big trade, so I feel like we're going to make more than enough anyway. But no shame on you guys if you want to close your trade now. We should be up significantly. Some of you should be up close to $2,000 right now. on this copy trade. I know the math. I know the math. And we're up 3.3%. Well, we're up 45%. So you do the math. If you got, some of you got $5,000 on this, so you should be up about $2,000 on this right now. If you want to close it, close it. Keep harping on that. But what I don't want to see is you guys upset if we bounce from point of control. I don't think we do. I mean, maybe a baby bounce, but we bounce from point of control and come up like this. Get stopped out. Where our stop out is here. Get stopped out. You make like $50 when you were up $2,000. We can always find another trade and make the rest of it. I'm just telling you. One of the biggest mistakes I've made in my trading career is trying to make everything back on one trade. We're going to win the next 10 in a row. We'll make it back. So, and if you think about it like this, if you took this trade other trade that I told you that I took, like Thanos did, the combination of your profits from copy and your profits from this, you should be well into profit overall. Thanos, you should be well into profit. If you combine your profit from, I don't know how much you put on this trade. You may only put $500 on it. But if you put a few thousand on this, and then you got your copy balance on this, overall, you should be significantly in profit, correct? That's the beautiful part about taking a dang red box trade. They go and play out 95 times out of 100 in a big way. All right. So if you took both, you may want to close one or both now. Or at least T&P. Standard take profit is point of control. Everybody knows that. That's trading 101. Any questions, guys? Max says, I vote close copy. I'm in the KCEX short, 2. It can run. Thanos, yep, good profit. Got 2 trades running. Spyro closed it just in case. There you go. Yeah, Max. Look, bro, why don't you do this, man? Why don't you close your copy if you want to close and let your other trade run, not financial advice. I'm going to give you guys the option to close the copy. I'm letting my copy run, but it doesn't mean you necessarily should. I just hate to see you up thousands of dollars in profit. And really, if we hadn't taken the big loss on Sunday, if we had not taken that loss, I would tell you you're crazy to close this. I would absolutely encourage you to not. No, you would be crazy. Profit's profit. But I just want everybody to understand that from a trading point of view, if I lose $1,500, yeah, or $2,000, whatever, I do want to make it back on the next trade. But sometimes it takes me 3 trades, 4 trades, 5 trades, and I'm okay with that. I do make it back, and I understand that's just part of the game. And then I go win my next 19 out of 20, and it's like it never happened. You know, your trading should look like this. Your P&L should look like this. Nobody's P&L looks like that. Nobody. Okay? So you're going to take some wins, take some losses, take some wins. Every once in a while, you're going to flip your market structure, come back. But overall, over time, you want it to look like this, right? So, yeah, sometimes you go in the negative. Sometimes you're still in the positive, but you're not as high as you were. But you want your overall, it's called an equity curve, to be up and to the right. Sometimes you take small losses to where you're not even at a loss technically from where you started. You're just down from where you were. But sometimes you take a big loss and you go back there, but you want your equity curve to go up. And this takes multiple trades. Sure, you can get there on one trade, but you have to look at it as a long game. It's a long game. Good job, Spyro. Closed it out. Somebody's up over $500 profit, which means you're up thousands on this trade. About 2,000 probably. Good job, guys. Proud of you guys. We trading. Let's see what Bittercorn's doing. Rotating below point of control. Got a daily naked below us. Probably fixing to come for that. We're covering these vectors right now. Guys, I understand this looks scary. I'm on a 90-minute time frame. When you see big green candles like this, those are vectors, you are going to recover them. Yeah, you could go a little higher. You could dance around. You could do but you're going to come back and recover this. This is a market maker, okay? This is a market maker implementing orders along the way, trapping you with intentions of coming back once he's got enough liquidity built up here, coming back and getting the liquidity. Okay? And that's exactly what you're seeing now. He's already mitigated it. But we talked about we do have the other 15-minuter down here. All right, guys, any questions before we go? It's a good trade. It's a good stream. You know what we're expecting. We're expecting a rotation down. We get the daily close below point of control, guys. Guys, for those of you in copy or in other trades, if you want to wait to the end of the day, if you do get the daily close, we just looked at it, daily close below point of control, Bybit point of control, you have an 87% chance of rotating all the way down to very low, okay? 87%. Okay, we looked at it. It's only twice. Now, we didn't go back like few years ago when we were in this area, but just since we've been in this area this time around, only twice have you closed a daily below it and not rotated all the way back down. So you play the 87% stat 100% of the time. That's just how you do it. So for those of you you're getting a bounce now. I know some of you are like, oh, I should have closed it right there. It's okay. It's okay. If you're running like me and Thanos, you should T some P right in here. That's standard trading 101. You're into the trade, you take profit at point of control. That's just what you do. We may need to update real quick before I go, let's see if we need to update the stop loss because we did come lower. I want to be just above a 786, high to low. So I want to move my stop. All right, so we're at 69.9. Let me clear some of this. So let's fib this. Okay, so 786 has come down a couple $100. I'm going to move my stop. It's at 69,768. I'm going to move my stop down about $100. I'm going to go to 69,810. I don't know if you can see where my stops are on copy and all that. I'm going to go 69,805. Uh-oh. That's a lot to give back if we come there, but that's what I'm doing, y'all. 69,805. I just moved it. And I'm going to do it on KCEX too. All right. 69,805. Stop loss. Getting a good little bounce here. Point of control. We look for 3 waves down in a 1-hour structure on something like this, 3 waves. It looks like, to me, it looks like we've got, this is a 1. We're working on 2 now. It's going to look something like that, and you get the 3rd. You could continue down. This is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'm no Elliott wave guy. I just look for three levels. So level 1 drop, we're working on level 2. This could be the level 3. Could be the final one. I doubt it. This would count. 2, 3. This could be complete, but I doubt it. This looks like a 1. Level 1 drop. Level 2 drop, which is probably going to be lower. Probably even a gap fill. And then a level 3. Something like this. But it's a good little bounce here so far. All right, guys. That's it for me. I'm going to get out of here. Love you guys. Remember that Trump tweet, guys. Remember this. Remember this. Whole civilization will die tonight. If something extreme happens tonight, guys, look out below. Let's look at the poll real quick. I forgot to look at the poll. The question is the April high on Bitcoin? Only 59% say yeah. A third of you think maybe a little higher first, and 8% say the low is in, it's up only. So a third of you think we go a little bit higher first. I just don't think so. We have just confirmed. Let's go to the 4-hour. Well, we don't have any bearish market structure in any significant time frame. We'd have to come take this out. We'd have to come take this out. You know, something like this. Then we could look for something like that. I do think the high is in, though. All right, guys. I will be in Discord if y'all need me. Yeah, that is it. I'll see you guys. Love you guys. I will see you next